You're really good. Yeah. That guy looks stressed. I'm talking about Pierce. What's going on, Pierce?
Hello. Hello.
Can you say hi, Pierce?
He's sad because Catalina is not here, I know. I saw how you look, my daughter.
I got a guy.
Any words?
Hold your voice like that.
Hi. I'm gonna pass out.
I love you.
Do you sleep?
Yep.
Really?
She's gorgeous, man. Don't tell her I said that.
Stand back and take a look at that baby. You're so
Brian, having fun yet?
That was the best part.
This is blast.
You look so relaxed.
I decided to stay here all night. This is like the princess.
Yeah. Alright, now kind of just snuggle in. There, perfect. That's
For the union of their lives. Beruchim habaim, blessed are you who come here in the name of God. If do serve God with gladness, come before God with singing. Miadir, O God, supremely blessed, supreme in might and glory, guide and bless this bridegroom and bride. Do you, Brian, take Heidi to be your wife, promising to cherish and protect her, whether in good fortune or in adversity, and to seek together with her a hallowed life?
Yes, I do.
Heidi, do you take Brian to be your husband, promising to cherish and protect him, whether in good fortune or in adversity, and to seek together with him a hallowed life? In keeping with the declarations you have made, you will exchange rings. They are a token of your union, a symbol of enduring loyalty. May they ever remind you that your lives are bound together by devotion and faithfulness. I thought for a while he was going to get me.
Yeah. Go all the way up or down.
Thank you.
I know where I am, trust me. As you, Brian, place this ring upon the finger of Heidi, say to her these words. With this ring, be consecrated to me
be consecrated to me
as my wife.
as my wife.
As you, Heidi, place this ring upon Brian's finger as a token of wedlock, say to him these words. With this ring, be consecrated.
I still got the music in my head.
Okay, all right. To me
To me,
as my husband.
as my husband.
Thank God. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with commandments and consecrates this marriage. We praise you, God, who sanctified all people through the sacred rite of marriage. And now I will recite the 7 blessings that pertain to the walking around. And it also represents the 7 days of the week, so that you have protected Brian 7 days a week. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, who has created all things for your glory. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, creator of man and woman. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, who has fashioned us in your own image and has established marriage for the fulfillment and perpetuation of Chayim of life in accordance with your holy purpose. We praise you, God, creator of man and woman. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, source of all gladness and joy. Through your grace we attain affection, companionship, and shalom peace. Grant that the love that unites this bridegroom and bride may gladden their souls. May their family life be ennobled through their devotion to one another. May there be peace in their home, quietness and confidence in their hearts. May they be sustained by your comforting presence in the midst of our people and all people, and by the promise of salvation for all humanity. We praise you, God, who unites bridegroom and bride in holy joy. There are 2 cups of wine. You will share, you will drink your cup of wine a little bit, and then after you drink from your cup of wine, okay, we will put some wine in this glass, which we will break later on. And what they represent, one glass represents all that you bring to the marriage, Heidi. And Brian, your glass of wine represents all that you bring to the marriage. And we will mix them together so that you are joined in what you both bring to the marriage. Let's just keep it together. Yeah. It's always the first time. My fault, I should have checked. He didn't like that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Blessed art thou, O God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Blessed art thou, O God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. As you share this cup of wine, you undertake to share all that the future may bring. And whatever bitterness it contains be less bitter because you share it together. May all the sweetness that it holds for you be the sweeter because you taste it together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. As you share the sweet wine from this cup, so may you, under God's guidance, draw contentment, comfort, and felicity from the cup of Chaim, from the cup of life. May you find life's joys heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and all things hallowed by true companionship and ahava and love. And we say, Amen. Do you have any aversion standing together? Just turn around facing me. It's okay. In the presence of this company as witness, you have spoken the words and performed the rites that you have in your lives. I therefore pronounce you husband and wife, married in keeping with the laws of the state of Florida. And now I ask you and all your dear ones to pray silently that God will bless your home and help you to achieve your highest hopes. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God cause his countenance to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift up his countenance unto you and give you his most precious gift, that of the gift of peace. And we say, Amen. You are going to break the glass, Brian. There are not too many things that are required of the groom. This is the most important. Most of the details, most of the aggravation, most of the details are always done by the bride. You only have one sacred task. That's to break this glass. But I want you to know this has really been a wonderful experience for me. I think it's great to come out here. You got Camilo pumping music, and you're both really happy. And I had the privilege of meeting you when Edwin and Whitney were married, and then of course the conversation that we had together. I'm just delighted. You're a great-looking couple. I know you'll have a wonderful life together, and we just look forward to wonderful things. And the breaking of this glass, there are three reasons that go behind the breaking of the glass. One has to do with the destruction of the ancient temple in Jerusalem, and we hope that there will be no destruction in your lives. The other one is a little more mystical, whereby the crackling of the glass is supposed to chase away the evil spirits. And the other one has to do with a sage who was attending his son's wedding, and in the midst of all the gaiety, he took a glass and he threw it to the ground. And his son said to him, "Why did you do this?" And he said, "Just to bring you down to earth, to make you realize that life always isn't filled with laughter and gaiety and happiness. And sometimes things develop in life. And my only hope is that you and your bride will meet whatever challenges come your way with love, with harmony, with caring, understanding. And may your home be one of shalom, of peace. For there is nothing that we prize more in this world than peace. And may your home be built on a foundation of peace. The word shalom comes from the word shalem, which means whole. So may your lives and your home be whole. Which is your best foot? Okay, your right foot. Okay. The bread on the table represents sustenance. We're going to share the bread together before the breaking of the glass. And we hope that there will always be sustenance, there will always be food on the table. You'll never be wanting. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Please take a chunk off. Okay. Give some to your bride. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this down. All right. And I'll take my hand away. And then you'll step on the glass. Don't worry, I'm just worried about my hand. Don't worry about your hand. Right over there. It's the weakest spot. Mazel tov. Kiss the bride. Send to you. Sir and Mrs. Ryan Krassenstein.
Okay, we've got our ring bearers. Now, one ring bearer is kind of large, but that's okay. He's at that point in life where he's ready to be a big ring bearer. So, folks, how about a big round of applause for Dave, escorted by Pierce and Sawyer. And we're going to twerk it this way. And folks, next coming at you, say hello to Sarah and Patrick. Folks, we've got next, very special, we've got our maid of honor and best man. Say hello to Heather and Eddie. Okay, folks, let's really take the roof off right now. As we bring in our bride and groom, first time tonight, our guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, Brian and Heidi Krassenstein. Our bride and groom.
What would I do without your smile? Draw me in and you kicking me out. You got my head spinning, no kidding. I can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm your magical mystery ride, and I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. How many times do I have to tell you? Even when you're crying, you're beautiful too. The world is beating you down, I'm around through every mood. You're my downfall, you're my muse, my worst distraction, my rhythm and blues. I can't stop singing, it's ringing in my head for you. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Give me all of you. Cards on the table, we're both showing cards, risking it all, though it's hard. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all
Andy and Brian, Brian's Grill. The Krassenstein, oh, the Krassenstein, okay, they told me either way. All right, folks, where's our bridal party? We're gonna kick the party off right now. Let's get our bridal party coming on the middle. And these guys have all know each other, so they're gonna give us a little bit of a cool kickoff of how things are to meet tonight. And we're going to have some fun tonight. Okay, folks, right now we're going to ask y'all to kind of go back to your real seats out there. We're going to have a couple of toasts and dinner. I hope it takes time to learn my own path, so need you when you want it. The place for the choice and it hurt to choose. I hope I choose the one that means the most to you. If one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on rolling until you find a window. It's cold outside. Show the world your arms and you'll smile. go on in the room. You guys know that there's a coolest part of the traditional Jewish dances we're going to do. So, and I don't know if Heidi knows this one yet, but she's going to learn it though real quick. So come on out, kind of come in the middle and show us how it's done. Come on. Here we go.
You need it right now? You need it right now? The chair? Right now? Oh.
To Heidi, her mom, and her sister. That's the theater.
There's one thing, you see, we never ever do nothing nice. We always do.
Yes, it is.
When I take the beginning of the song, do it easy. But then it's
And had there been no arcade in Florida, Brian, I'm sorry, no Heidi. And Heidi, when we called Heidi and said, hey, would you like to come to Florida and run an arcade? And she said, let's see, it's 20 degrees up here in Wisconsin. My brain is frozen. You want me to go to Florida for the weekend on your dime? Yeah, I'll come to Florida, but she did. So she comes down here. Then she decides to move here. That's where Cheryl comes in. Cheryl has power over her two daughters. A lot of power. And you know what? Cheryl, you let Heidi come to Florida. You didn't stop her. And Mark moved her to Florida. He said, I want her out of Wisconsin. You're going to Florida. She did. Bingo. So then she gets down here, and we have one of the final hurdles. And that is, she can't meet anyone. So she's got a really big decision to make. She's got to go on some kind of electronic service. Match.com. But you know what? Match.com cost $100. Do any of you guys know Heidi? $100? My God, though, you know, she did it. And they're lurking on Match.com is Brian. And that is the team of people that delivered Heidi to you. So, why did Heidi come to Florida, really? She's sitting up there in Wisconsin, she's near the family, she loves her family. Sure, it's cold, but she doesn't know any better. She comes to Florida, Brian, because she's missing something in her life. And you know what she was missing in her life, Brian? You. So it all worked out and it turned out to be a beautiful thing because you are exactly what Heidi was looking for. And Brian is exactly what you were looking for. So you've got each other now. And you're a beautiful couple. You've got a smart, witty, intelligent, crafty, sneaky, stubborn, badger. And you've got one of the sweetest, nicest human beings that you're ever going to meet. And together, you're going to have a beautiful life. Congratulations, and a toast, ladies and gentlemen, to these two right here.
Okay, folks, next I'm going to hand the mic over for our next toast. Say hello to Brother Eddie.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eddie, and I am Heidi's twin brother, in-law. I'd like to thank everyone here today for coming to celebrate this special day. I'd like to thank Heidi's mother, Cheryl, her father, Mark, her sister, Heather, and my parents, Marty and Carol. For everything you've done to make this day possible. It couldn't have been done without you. Heidi, it's been a long time coming. And you couldn't look any more beautiful than you do right now. As for my relation to the groom, Brian, it all started for us sometime back in 1981. When I came to the realization that I wasn't alone in my mother's womb. That was also the start of a lot of pushing and shoving matches that would ensue in the coming decades. Ever since that moment, though, we have grown to become great friends and confidants. It's not too often that you get the opportunity to grow up with someone who is almost exactly like you. Although, I must say, I did get all the good looks. Seriously, though, growing up with someone who looks and acts almost exactly like yourself can have its ups and downs. While I'd like to think that I got the better of Brian whenever we would have a disagreement, battle of wits, or even those occasional pushing and shoving matches, I must admit that Brian did get the better of me on occasion. No, he wasn't the first to get married, and it was extremely rare for him to beat me in a fight. But from time to time, he did come out on top. For example, when we were in high school, everyone was always trying to get us to switch classes. It wasn't until one day during our senior year that we finally got the courage to do so. Here's how that went down. While I was acting just as though I was Brian and going about my day as I thought Brian would, he had something else up his sleeve. He decided that he would sabotage my social life. On that infamous day, while he attended my home ec class playing Eddie, I realized that perhaps he didn't love me as much as I thought he did. He decided to continuously blow kisses to the most unattractive girl in the class, while everyone was obviously under the impression that he was me. And I'm not just talking about 1 or 2 kisses, and I'm not just talking about a slightly unattractive girl. He did this for the entire 40-minute class period, and I hate calling anyone unattractive, but this girl was about a -10 on a scale from 1 to 10. She would spend her whole day in class picking random things out of her hair, and then, before moving them into her mouth, chewing them up and swallowing. By the end of that class, Brian had thoroughly convinced this girl, as well as some of our other classmates, that I had a crush on her. It wasn't until the next day, when I realized that half of the class was looking at me and laughing, that I learned of Brian's horrendous, yet admittedly clever antics. Brian, today I would like to announce I finally forgive you. They say that twins have a lot of weird quirks. While we didn't exactly have telepathy and cannot feel each other's physical pain, we do have a tendency to know how the other one is feeling. For example, right now Brian is really worried that I will butcher this speech. And he really can't wait to smash Heidi's face in the wedding cake later. Don't say I didn't warn you, Heidi. A few years ago, Brian invited my wife Whitney and I out for a drink with a new girl he had met named Heidi. He told me that she had a really fun personality, was very pretty, and spoke with a Colombian accent. He was convinced that she wasn't being completely honest with him when she said she was from Wisconsin. He was certain that she was not from this country at all. Upon meeting her, I found that Brian was pretty accurate. Heidi's personality was very easygoing. She was very pretty. And she did have a rather unique accent. Although I have confirmed that she is definitely not from Colombia. One of the most intriguing things about Heidi, as many of you know, is that she has a resume of a burly 300-pound man and stories of a 90-year-old grandfather. Not only does her resume include owning a casino, working as a manager of a payday loan company, and being a window salesperson, but most notably, she worked for quite some time as a prison guard. Breaking up fights among some of Wisconsin's most honorable citizens. Not exactly the job you would picture a tiny 90-pound woman having. Then again, Heidi is not your typical 90-pound woman. She is one of the most honest people I have met, a tremendous aunt to her niece and nephews, and quite frankly, the perfect match for Brian. I must admit that when I first heard that Brian had fallen for Heidi, a part of me was sad. We had lived together all throughout our lives, and until they met, I don't think we had even spent more than a few nights away from each other in our entire lives. We were about as close as two brothers could be. However, if there was one person in the entire world who I would want to steal Brian away from me, that would be Heidi. Brian and Heidi get along better than most couples, and it's not just for the fact that they have a ton of similarities that make them just right for each other. It's the way that their differences complement each other. Over the years, Brian and I have had a lot of great stories to share. Today marks the start of a new chapter in his life. A chapter which will certainly contain many more great stories in the coming years, only now with Heidi added to the plot. Heidi will make an awesome wife to Brian, mother to their future children, and twin sister-in-law to me. I can't wait to see how the story unfolds, and Heidi, I'd like to welcome you to the family. Let's raise our glasses to toast Brian and Heidi. Cheers.
First of all, as for my stand, I don't know how you're supposed to hold a drink and your speech and the mic. Oh, here he comes. Thank you very much. This is my mic stand. Oh, I don't need a spotlight. Why? I should be the spotlight. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, this is tough. I've been writing this speech my entire life. I'm going to try to read it and try not to choke up. All right, good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Heidi's prettier, smarter, funnier, super protective, control freak older sister, Heather. For those of you that do know me, just nod in agreement or I'll punch you later. On behalf of my parents, Marty and Carol Krassenstein, and Heidi and Brian, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. I know a lot of you have traveled very far to be here, and we really appreciate that. This is the Royal Wedding 2015. A good friend who couldn't be here tonight coined that phrase while I was planning Heidi's bridal shower, and it stuck, and I stole it, and I've used it for months. So thank you, Kelly, for giving this epic event the proper title. Heidi and I are sisters, but so much more. I've cherished our lifelong friendship and feel so blessed to have such a beautiful, intelligent, loving, funny, and brutally honest best friend. She and I understand each other in a way most others cannot even begin to comprehend. We can argue 1 minute and be over it the next. I mean, seriously, like just over it, like it didn't even happen. Our unconditional love and unfailing forgiveness is what makes our relationship so amazing. There is no other person that gets me the way that she does, and this is a two-way street. Some of you may not know this, but Heidi has been the self-proclaimed princess of our family for decades. So calling this wedding the Royal Wedding only seems fitting. Heidi has gone as far as arguing with her beautiful little niece to stake claim on that title of being the princess of our family. It's a well-known fact that she wears that crown very proudly, and she's earned it. She has somehow managed to get everyone in our family to serve her, protect her, defend her, worship her, and place her high upon that pedestal that her royal title deserves.
Go, Heidi.
Some of you probably think I'm being a little facetious, but I'm not. Heidi has always been incredibly independent and more than capable of taking care of herself. But when friends and family are present, we will all dote on her, and she happily accepts. We've been human snooze buttons for her alarm clock. We've all nursed her back from health during a migraine. We've all cut up her steak and picked her chicken off the bone, because lonely chicken's kind of gross. It only seems fitting that a princess like Heidi should marry her Prince Charming. And Brian is just that. He is such a gentleman, and he is kind, and he is funny, and he lets his princess be the center of his universe. But Brian can also be kind of mean and silly. In order to stake his claim as Prince Charming, he has been known to occasionally toss a frog in the general direction of unsuspecting victims and then laugh at their screams of terror. That's As sworn teenagers, Heidi and I, our dear friend Sarah, created a trusty list of qualities that their future suitors must possess. This list was nothing more than an old tattered shower curtain that was hanging in the garage and a permanent marker. I don't recall everything on that list, but there are a few things I do remember. Their future suitors must have a job, must have a car,
We were teenagers.
must have a nice smile. There was something about a nose, but I don't think Brian has it. So whatever. Brian, congratulations. You passed the test with flying colors. My first interaction with Brian was odd to say the least. I had stalked him on Facebook like nobody's business. But he didn't know me. I was a complete stranger. I already knew that he was handsome, he had great big muscles, and whatever. Treated Heidi nice and all that good stuff. I knew he had a twin brother, they ran a successful business, but this guy was still a complete stranger. What if he was like this total creeper? I demanded regular paid safety checks from Heidi while they were on their dates. You know, like, call me on your way back. Tell me where you're at. Tell me when you leave. You gotta call me back. Tell me it's okay. I wanna make sure he's not following you home, take a different route, you know, all that crazy business. Because they met on the internet, like Jim Aronson told everyone. I was keeping that shit secret. Whatever, it's all out in the open now. So I stalked and I prayed and I hoped that Heidi's judgment and gut instinct could be trusted. And then there was this dreaded day a few weeks after they started dating, and I received a call that Heidi had been robbed at work. Her purse, along with her keys and her cell phone and wallet, had all been stolen. She had no way to communicate with Brian or anyone else. I had no choice but to finally reach out to Brian and communicate with him, because I've been stalking him. So I'm out for it. I introduced myself in a frantic Facebook message, explaining what happened to Heidi and begging him, this complete stranger I'm begging, please go to my sister and hug her, keep her safe. And at this point, I'm sure you consider running for the hills. Not only has this craziness happened to her, but you have this crazy sister on the other end of the internet telling you, please go check on her. And he went to her, and he hugged her, and he took her home with him and kept her safe. But I still wondered, was this guy a crazy lunatic? I mean, there was still a possibility. I didn't know if I could trust him, but how on earth could I protect Heidi at this point? I was so far away. The way that Brian came to her rescue and he emotionally supported her through this traumatic event, and the way he cared for her in the days following, made it crystal clear to me that I didn't need to protect her anymore. He would. I didn't give up that easy. That's hard for me, buddy. I've always protected her. That was a tough one to give up. That's all I need now, okay? I'm not going to be able to help you all that stuff anymore. I'm too far away. I spent many nights praying to God and asking that God would provide Heidi the strength that she needed to get through that trauma. Unbeknownst to me, God answered my prayers with Brian and his big, strong muscles, his kind heart, his loving nature, and his love and support. Without him, Eddie, Whitney, Marty, and Carol in his life, and Heidi's life at that exact moment, Heidi would probably be back in Wisconsin by now. So thank you all for screwing that up. We could have her back home. I think I knew long before Heidi and Brian knew that they were right for each other. The first trip that my family made to Florida included a first stop at Disney. Of course, Auntie Heidi and Brian joined us, because if you're in Florida, they have to. It's just the way it works. I could see this incredible glow in Heidi that I had never seen before. I know that many men wouldn't be willing to spend a day at Disney with complete strangers. Well, I mean, we did meet on Facebook that one time when we heard about Heidi's little lottery deal. You know, whatever. We were still strangers. But Brian spent that entire day there with us. And he did that for Heidi. But he showed me so much about his character that I didn't fully appreciate until much later on. Who does that? Who willingly goes to Disney with his girlfriend's sister's family? A patient, kind, generous man who is willing to sacrifice his sanity for the woman he loves. On the same trip to Florida, I continue to see the glimpses of their unpronounced love for one another. Sorry, I can't talk anymore. Mom, I'm so sorry. God, I had a lot to say. Heidi and Brian, they have this glow that returns every single time one of them walks out of the room, and then they return. Their faces beam with joy, their smiles are so big and bright, the twinkle in their eye is amazing. It's like they've been long-lost lovers that haven't seen each other in years. During that trip, I sat in amazement, wondering if that was just real or the newness of the relationship. The joyful excitement continued each and every single time one of them left and then returned. That same joyful excitement still exists 3 years later. You can actually see the love radiating off the two of them when one of them leaves and returns, whether it's from walking the canyon or a long week business trip. The glow always is there. What the glow tells me is that each of you is happier and more complete when the other one is present. You are two halves that make a whole. I truly believe that Brian, let's get this straight. I believe that Brian is the peanut butter to Heidi's jelly, the Harry to her Sally, the bacon to her eggs. These two really are a match made in heaven. I'm not done yet. I'm so sorry. You guys are all eating right now. I felt so incredibly honored when Brian decided to crash our family trip to Chicago last December. Not like a couple months ago, but like a year ago. He let me help contrive the perfect plan to surprise her. The plan was for our family to go to the beach, pose for a picture at a specific time, and then Brian would just magically appear in our reflections. For those of you that are not familiar with the bean, it's a large metallic blob that looks like a bean, like a sweet bean, I think. In downtown Chicago, it's a reflective piece of artwork and a landmark. Heidi and Brian had been there just a few months before, so it seemed like the perfect place for the proposal. But it wasn't. It was bitterly cold, and we were tired, and Brian was there waiting for us to arrive, and he was freezing his Floridian butt off with the Arctic temperature that cold December. I insisted on the stop anyway. I begged Dad to just support whatever I decide, Dad. Whatever I want to do today, we're going to do. He didn't know Brian was coming, so it was a surprise for him as well. Heidi was so resistant and pretty much furious that I was demanding this little side trip to the beach, because it's outside. And she was cold. And she'd been cold all day long, because we were in Chicago. And it was December. It was terribly cold. When we finally arrived at the beach, we did what everybody does. We smiled, we posed pictures, and I was like, oh, one more, just one more. And then finally, Brian appears in the reflection at the beach. And Heidi says, oh, that looks like Brian. Thinking she's all delirious and then her brain must be completely frozen, she turns around and Brian gets down on one knee and so does Heidi. That poor girl, she was so confused. She had no idea what was going on. Her brain was completely frozen. I don't even know if she said yes. I'm not sure. Did you? Did you say yes? It doesn't really matter anymore. They said I do today. That's all that really matters, I guess. It was a beautiful day that day, despite the incredibly cold weather. I felt so blessed to be a part of that day, much like I feel blessed to be here today. I feel like we all witnessed something so unique and wonderful and beautiful and historical today. This marriage is one that really truly is a fairy tale. Two amazing people met. They fell in love. They got married. We're all here, you saw it. And they are about to embark on the rest of their fairy tale. I know that great things will continue to fill your story. Soon you'll move into the Krassenstein castle. Then you'll go on your fairy tale honeymoon, followed by many little princesses and princes. Is that the right thing? Or is it Prince Charming? Princess or Prince Charming? Whatever. And a wonderful life filled with more joy, love, excitement, and beauty than either of you have ever dreamed of. It won't always be easy, but if you can keep working on that glow, the twinkle in each other's eyes, and keep each other smiling, those big, beautiful smiles, I know your life will be magical. With that, a toast. Cheers to the fairy tale and a lifetime of bliss. To the princess and her Prince Charming. And I apologize, I got out of words.
Good job. Okay, folks. I'm now going to turn you over to Jamie and the wonderful staff here at White Orchid. They'll be serving their dinners. So don't forget, if you have any special songs you'd like to hear or dance to, come on up. Don't be shy, let us know. We're going to have some fun tonight. looks like Brian did not get in trouble. That's good. Okay, folks, the dance floor is open. We're going to start out some votes now. Don't forget, go to the photo booth. When you get your picture, put it in the scrapbook. We're going to crank the music right now.
times do I have to tell you? Even when you cry